Hello Internet, welcome to a new video. I am Toshi. Today we're going to be talking about, can Tulpamancy be used to cure loneliness? This is a very interesting topic. I got it from this particular poll here on r/tulpas, and we're going to discuss it because I think it's very interesting. Let's get started. So for those of you that don't know, Tulpamancy is basically the practice of creating another sentient person inside your own brain. It's a very lucrative process, very interesting, and not much is known about it yet, but we are trying to fix that here. So that's basically what you need to know. Tulpamancy is the art of creating another person in your own mind. So this poll here is called loneliness. Wrong one. Loneliness before tulpas. Okay, that's what we're looking at. There's actually two different surveys here that I wanted to go over. Some poll results and look at some comments, and we're going to see kind of what we can dig out of these surveys. Okay, all right. So let's take a look here. So with the 58 that just wanted the results, we have 131 sample size. So that's a pretty good sample size, 131. And my birds are talking behind me. You're just gonna have to deal with it, like I do. I don't want to throw them away or cook them, so we're going to have parakeets yapping at me for a second. So basically it says hosts, which is what they call the original person, I suppose. How would you describe your loneliness level before creating your tulpa? Let's see, 10 were not lonely at all. That's where I fall in. I wasn't lonely at all. Let's see. Well, I mean, for the most part. 6 was not very lonely. 42 were somewhat lonely. 38 very lonely. And 35 extremely lonely. So as we can see, the majority of tulpamancers, people who create tulpa, fall in the lonely category, which is quite interesting and telling about what this particular practice does help with. Let's scroll down here, and let's see, this guy says, I was very lonely. My classmates mistreated me and bullied me because I was smart, unathletic, wore glasses, so I preferred not to interact with them. And on October 2004, when I went home, I had the strongest ever wish to have someone with me, a friend that would talk to me, who don't leave me and will care about me. The next moment, I felt a warm, gentle hug behind me, and that's how I met Harmony. So this particular tulpamancer started because they were getting bullied in school. Trust me, most of us can relate to that. I didn't actually have a friend until college, so there you go. Shut up, birds. Anyway, I didn't have a friend till college, and I was treated very poorly. I don't actually think I was treated like a human being until college. So, that is what that is. But I didn't start tulpamancy in college or anything. It came quite a bit later. I'll tell that story sometime later. But yeah, this particular person just needed someone to talk to, and tulpamancy can definitely help with that. Let's see. What's interesting, sad, uplifting, all in one. You have to take the now dead poll on histories of abuse, you're definitely not alone. Yeah, this happens to a lot of people. I believe in school, like, over 50% of people are isolated and bullied. So that's definitely a thing that does happen. I'm not saying Tulpamancy is the answer, but I'm saying it has helped. And we'll see that here in the next poll. And of course, do remember that these statistics are coming from Reddit, where the worst of the internet hangs out, if you don't count 4chan. So, take this with a grain of salt, guys. We're here trying to learn. We're not making fun of or doing anything to put these people down. Just trying to learn, okay? And this person says, I think Tulpamancy has improved nearly every factor of my life, this being one of them. Tulpamancy can improve a lot of things, and actually, from what I've read, heard, and experienced, Tulpamancy is very, very good for your mental health. Let's see, this next person, I am on the autism spectrum, and because I do struggle socially and struggle to make new friends. So yeah, before my headmates came into existence, I was lonely. Autism spectrum is very, very common these days. I personally know like a dozen people with autism. So yeah, definitely. Technology is nice to an extent. It can be self-isolating. Technology can be self-isolating, and this coming from a person who has spent more time on the internet than most people have been alive. Just putting that out there. What I noticed is that my parents and siblings would rather do stuff on their laptops than hang out with me. There were times when I went into someone's room just to say hi, and I basically got chased out and called very rude. I think this is a little fucked up, but it does happen. A lot of people do self-isolate on their phones and computers. This is very true. I did have other friends, but had to wait for Saturdays, probably a school-aged kid. When I went to a new school, only to realize that all these people did a course before this one, which meant they all knew each other, and I was the odd one out. In that moment, it was all too much to bear. That's why I think I developed a form of psychosis. Okay, psychosis is literally anything in the brain that makes you perceive reality in a different way. I believe is the functional definition of that. Basically, anytime you hear something out of the ordinary that isn't there, or see something that isn't there, or feel something that isn't there, that would be psychosis. I'm very, very experienced with this, as I had auditory hallucinations for a very, very long time. It said I got more headmates slowly but surely. I don't know what's going on with this person, but, just to show, I do think this is sometimes a problem. People, especially people on the autism spectrum, can be very sensitive to social situations and isolation. Which is why I do believe that Tulpamancy does appeal to people on the autism spectrum. I am personally not on the autism spectrum. However, I do know a lot of people that are, and a lot of the Tulpamancy community is as well. Anyway, my host was depressed, so isolation is a natural part of that. We cured his loneliness and his depression. So I guess this is coming from the tulpa itself. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a cure. I wouldn't say Tulpamancy would be a cure for loneliness or depression, but it can definitely help to have someone there that you can talk to on a daily basis that you literally cannot lie to. So, you know, I think it's a good thing. So this is loneliness before tulpa creation. So let's look at the alternative, loneliness after tulpa creation. How would you describe your loneliness level after creating a tulpa? And here we got less responses. I think we have 80, 76, or 77. About 77. Or, let me see, 77, 78, 79. 79. There we go. See, I can math. Anyway, 67, which is a large percentage, say that they're less lonely than before, 10 about the same as before, and 2, which I would be really interested to talk to, was more lonely than before. Not sure how that happens, but, you know, I would really be interested to see how a tulpamancer would be more lonely than they were before creating a tulpa. Unless it negatively impacted their social schedules, I suppose. I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear these particular stories. So this one only has one comment. It says, how can I be lonely whenever I'm feeling discomfort, fear, or loneliness? I immediately get a warm, gentle hug from Harmony. She's my angel who is always with me. That's particularly true, I think. I do believe that tulpas do help you in that particular way, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. From personal experience, I've never particularly been a lonely person, but I'm an extreme introvert. I would go so far as to say hermit most of the time. So yeah, I think having a tulpa definitely does help with loneliness. But I've never been a particularly lonely person, and you know, it's fine. We'll talk about my story later, and I have other videos on that particular subject, but I have heard from a lot of tulpamancers that they are definitely less lonely than before. Loneliness can lead to depression, and a lessening loneliness lessens depression, which therefore helps your overall mental health. So I do believe that tulpamancy in this particular case is very beneficial for your mental health. There are some downsides, of course. We're trying to look at this subject through a non-biased lens. You know, we need to know the things that happen, the things that can happen, so we can get a full understanding of tulpamancy as a whole. And some of the downsides I've heard about and read about has been once people make a tulpa, they'll either isolate themselves more because they have that tulpa, which can negatively impact your mental health, or they create a tulpa with bad intentions, because with tulpamancy, intention is everything, but they'll create in a bad headspace, and the tulpa will be just like them. You know, it'll turn out to be just as bad with their mental health as the person who created them. And you know, when you get two people in the same headspace, both with bad mental health, then it kind of builds on each other, and it's gonna, you know, drag the overall mental health of the person down. So I do think that can be a downside to Tulpamancy, and other things like we were talking about the autism spectrum. I don't know this for sure, but if your brain's wired different and learns in a different way, the same ways of making a tulpa for a normal person, I believe, because of the way the brain's structured and everything, wouldn't work as well with Tulpamancy, because, on the autism spectrum, your brain is completely wired differently. It's not saying that you have learning disabilities or anything like this. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the way you learn is inherently wired different. So, and the way your brain works is inherently wired different. So if you employ the same techniques as, someone who is not on the autism spectrum, you're going to get different results. And I believe that those results can be unpredictable. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad thing. I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just saying from a non-biased lens that the results can be unpredictable in someone on the autism spectrum versus someone not on the autism spectrum, if that makes any sense to you guys. So if you guys want to learn more about Tulpamancy, you can always check out r/tulpas here on Reddit, and on their page they have links to other community places. That's really good for finding people to talk to about this stuff, And of course, you can subscribe right here, because I have no intention of going anywhere, and I'm going to be talking about Tulpamancy for a very long time, because there's a lot to talk about. So anyway, guys, join the discussion. Tell me what you think in the comments. If this video helped you, give a thumbs up, please. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And share this with someone that, you feel is lonely. Share this video. Tulpamancy may not be for everyone, but I do believe that Tulpamancy can help, especially in this particular area of loneliness. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Toshi. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.